The chamber of the Galactic Council was enormous. Lights floated above, soft and pale, reflecting off the polished walls. Delegates of many species sat in their high seats, watching the center of the room. At the middle stood a human, wearing a simple uniform. His hands were calm at his sides, but his eyes scanned the chamber. His name was Alex Carter, a security officer from Earth. Alex had never thought he would stand in a place like this. The Council was the highest court in the galaxy. It judged matters of war, peace, and law between thousands of worlds. Today, he was not here as a visitor. He was accused of destroying a planet. Alex Carter, the council chair said. His voice was low and deep, but clear. You stand accused of attacking the colony of Valon 3. You are charged with violating galactic law and causing the death of billions. The words hit Alex hard, but he forced himself to stay calm. He knew the council often judged humans harshly. Most species in the galaxy still believed that humans were violent, reckless, and dangerous. Many thought that a human could not be trusted with even a small responsibility. Alex looked at the delegates. Some were small, with shining skin that changed color. Others were tall, with long necks and many eyes. One, a round and gray alien, with 4 arms, muttered to another. The humans in the room were few, only Alex and the ambassador from Earth, Laura King. Laura's expression was firm, but she looked worried. The prosecutor stood. His name was Kelvar, a species with dark blue skin and eyes that glowed when angry. He raised his hands and spoke. We have evidence that human warships fired on Valon 3. The destruction is total. There is no doubt. The human fleet is guilty. A hologram appeared in the air above the chamber. It showed Valon 3, a planet covered in blue oceans and green lands. Then the image changed. There were flashes of fire and explosions. Cities fell. Smoke covered the sky. The delegates murmured. Even some of the humans gasped. Alex knew what the council would think. It looked bad. Very bad. But he also knew the truth. He had not left the space station that week. He had been with Ambassador Laura King, protecting her during talks with other species. Someone was framing humanity, and he needed to prove it. Laura stepped forward. Her voice was calm, but strong. The evidence is forged. Alex was with me on the station. The human fleet was not near Valon 3 at the time of the attack. Kelvar shook his head. Convenient words. Logs can be forged. Human history is full of lies. We cannot take your word alone. The council murmured. Many delegates nodded at Kelvar's words. The bias against humans was clear. They saw Alex as guilty before hearing him speak. Then the chamber doors opened, and the keepers of the ancient relic arrived. They wore long, dark robes. In their hands was a crystal sphere, etched with lines that no one understood. The chamber grew silent. This relic was called the Voice of Judicar. It had been used for thousands of years to find truth when the council could not decide. No one had ever questioned its judgment. The relic will determine the truth, one of the keepers said. It chooses only the bearer it deems worthy. The council must obey its guidance. Alex looked at the relic. It floated gently, glowing faintly. He felt a strange pull, as if the sphere wanted him to come closer. Laura whispered, Stay calm. Speak the truth. Let it guide you. The council debated quietly among themselves. Some said that humans were too violent to touch such a sacred object. Others said that the law required the accused to bear the relic. After tense moments, the council chair, Vorian, spoke. Alex Carter, step forward and receive the relic. Its judgment will decide your fate. Alex moved carefully. His steps echoed in the chamber. When he reached the relic, it floated just out of reach. The keepers extended their hands, trying to guide it to him, but the sphere resisted, hovering a few inches away. It was as if it was alive, judging Alex before it allowed contact. The room held its breath. Delegates leaned forward. Some whispered that no human had ever been chosen by the relic before. Others feared what would happen if it refused. Alex raised his hands slowly. His fingers almost touched the glowing crystal. Suddenly, the chamber lights flickered. The relic flared, bright and alive. Colors twisted and turned inside it like liquid fire. The keepers gasped. The delegates murmured. No one had seen the relic react like this before. Then, without warning, a voice spoke. It did not come from the relic, or from the speakers in the room. It spoke directly into Alex's mind. "Bearer of justice," it said. The voice was strong, clear, and calm. Alex froze. The words were simple, but their meaning was immense. He was not just the accused. He was chosen. He did not understand fully, but he felt the weight of the words. Somewhere deep inside, he knew he was now a key part of something larger than himself. The delegates were shocked. Their translation devices tried to work, but the voice was too strange. Only 3 words came through clearly in the chamber. Bearer of justice. The council was silent. No one knew how to respond. Laura looked at Alex, her eyes wide with awe. She whispered, "It knows the truth. It believes you." Alex felt images rushing through his mind. He saw the destroyed planet, Valon 3, from angles that no one could have recorded. He saw strange energy patterns, weapons, unlike anything humans had, and he saw shadows of ships moving in formations meant to hide their presence. A realization hit him. Someone else had done this. Humans were framed. The relic was showing him the truth. He had to expose the real attackers before the council condemned humanity. The council members argued among themselves. Some said humans could not be trusted. Some feared the relic was malfunctioning. Vorian slammed his gavel, calling for silence. This has never happened before. The relic speaks, and it chooses the accused. The rules say the chosen bearer has limited authority to call for evidence. We will follow the law. Alex looked around. His heart pounded, but he felt the relic steady him. He could do this. He could prove humanity was innocent. "I want access to all sensor logs related to Valon 3, he said, his voice calm but firm. "I will show the council who really attacked the planet." Some delegates gasped. Others whispered angrily. They were being forced to listen to a human, not just any human, but one, chosen by the relic. They had underestimated humans for centuries, and now, the universe itself seemed to be intervening. Laura stepped closer, placing a hand lightly on Alex's shoulder. "Trust the relic," she whispered. "Let it guide you. It will show the truth." Alex nodded. He held the crystal sphere carefully. It hummed with energy, warming his hands. The images and voices inside his mind calmed him, showing him the path ahead. He felt ready to face the council, to uncover the lies, and to prove that humanity was not guilty. The room grew tense. Every eye watched him. Every species waited. Some were afraid. Some were curious. But all knew that the fate of humanity, perhaps the fate of many worlds, was now in the hands of one human and an ancient relic that had never failed. Alex took a deep breath. "I will show the council the truth," he said, and for the first time in his life, he felt the full weight and power of being the bearer of justice. The council prepared to hear the evidence. The relic glowed brighter. Delegates leaned forward. The chamber was silent, except for the soft hum of the crystal. The trial had begun. But now, it was more than a trial. It was a test of truth, of courage, and of the judgment of the entire galaxy. Outside, ships and stars passed in the distance. Inside, a human held the relic that had chosen him, and in that moment, the universe paused, waiting to see if justice would prevail. The chamber was quiet, but the tension was heavy. Delegates leaned forward, whispering to each other in low voices. Alex Carter held the glowing relic carefully. Its light pulsed gently, but it felt alive, almost like it was breathing. Laura King stayed close by, her hand resting lightly on the human's arm. "It will guide you," she said. "Trust it." Alex took a deep breath and let his mind open to the relic. Immediately, images and patterns filled his vision. He saw the destroyed world, Valon 3, but this time, he could see more than the surface. He saw energy pulses moving in the sky, directed by ships unlike any human vessel. Their shapes shifted, hiding their true size. The attacks were precise, almost surgical. This was not human technology. He realized then that someone was trying to frame humanity. The Council had been tricked. The images in his mind showed that the attack came from the shadows, from ships hiding behind false signals. They used advanced cloaking to make it seem that humans were responsible. The chamber shifted as the relic pulsed more brightly. Delegates looked at Alex, uncertain and nervous. The light from the sphere reflected in their eyes, some with fear, some with disbelief. "It is showing me the truth," Alex said aloud. "Humans did not attack Valon 3. Someone else did. I can see the real fleet responsible for the destruction." Kelvar, the prosecutor, rose quickly, his glowing eyes narrowing. "Impossible! That relic cannot lie, but neither can human imagination. You are deceiving the Council." Alex shook his head. "No, Kelvar. The relic is showing me evidence. Look for yourself." He raised the relic slightly. It glowed brighter, and the chamber lights dimmed a little. A star map appeared above the sphere. It traced energy signals from Valon 3 back through space. Alex could see their origin point. A hidden system far outside the Council's regular patrol zones. "This is where the attack came from," he said. "Not from humans. Not from any known fleet." A few delegates gasped. Some whispered. A young aide, Maya Clark, a human working with the Council, leaned forward. "It is real," she said. "The energy patterns do not match any human weapons." Alex felt a pull in his mind from the relic. It wanted him to look deeper. He closed his eyes for a moment and focused. The images became sharper. He saw shadows moving along hidden corridors inside the attacking ships. There were beings aboard, unknown in shape and appearance. They wore masks and used strange weapons that emitted green energy beams. "They are called the Seroth," the relic whispered in his mind. Alex had heard the name before. As a myth, the Seroth were said to be extinct, wiped out after a war thousands of years ago. But the relic showed him clearly. They had survived in hiding, waiting for a chance to strike and sow chaos. Kelvar's face turned pale. "Extinct species cannot attack a planet. This is nonsense," he shouted. Alex opened his eyes. "The Seroth are real," he said, "and they wanted humans to take the blame. That is why they attacked Valon 3 inches secret." Some delegates turned to each other, unsure. Murmurs filled the chamber. Others shook their heads, unwilling to accept that humans had been framed. But the relic pulsed steadily in Alex's hands, sending out a warm light that filled the room. It seemed to demand that everyone listen, whether they liked it or not. Laura spoke softly to Alex. "We need evidence. Show them the logs. Trace everything the relic can." Alex nodded. He asked the Council for access to all sensor records and communications near Valon 3. At first, some delegates hesitated, but the relic's glow seemed to influence them. One by one, the records were handed over, streaming into the holographic chamber. Alex examined them carefully. At first glance, the logs seemed normal. They showed human fleet movements consistent with their station duties. But with the Relic's guidance, Alex saw the subtle changes. Some frames had been edited. Timestamps were shifted. Channels that should have been inactive were suddenly alive with false data. It was a carefully planned forgery, designed to look real to anyone not paying close attention. He could feel the Relic guiding him, showing him what was true and what was false. "See this?" Alex said to the council. He pointed to a cluster of false energy readings. "This fleet is not human. They hid their ships and made it appear as if humans were attacking. The real fleet came from a hidden system." The chamber fell silent. Some delegates could not believe what they saw. Kelvar scowled and whispered something to a colleague. Others stared at the glowing Relic, afraid to speak. Then, a sudden alarm went off. A group of unknown agents tried to enter the chamber. They were fast, moving with agility that seemed almost impossible. Alex barely had time to react. The security force of the station moved quickly, trying to stop the intruders. But the Relic pulsed again, and Alex felt a sudden clarity. He moved instinctively, stepping aside and anticipating the intruders' actions. They stumbled and were captured before they could reach the sphere. The chamber was shaken. Who were these intruders? The council looked frightened. They realized that someone powerful did not want the truth to come out. Alex's heart pounded. The Relic had shown him the danger, but now it was real. Someone wanted to stop him from proving humanity innocent. Laura moved closer to him. "They know the truth now," she whispered. "That is why they attacked. Be careful. Trust the Relic, but stay alert." Alex nodded. He looked at the glowing sphere, feeling a strange connection. The Relic seemed to reassure him. It had chosen him for this reason. It wanted him to expose the real enemy and protect the innocent. The Relic then showed him something even more surprising. He saw flashes of ancient history, civilizations long gone, wars that no one remembered, and early humans working alongside other species as protectors. The Relic was old, older than anyone alive, and it seemed to know that humans had been guardians of justice before, long before the Council even existed. This explained why the Relic responded to him so strongly. Humans had a history in the galaxy that had been forgotten or erased. The Relic was connected to that past, and it had chosen him to continue the role. Alex turned to the Council. "You see now," he said. "This is not just about me. This is about the truth. Humanity was framed. The Seroth attacked Valon 3 to make it look like we were guilty. The Relic shows this clearly. I ask you to allow me to present the full evidence and reveal the real attackers." Vorian, the council chair, looked uneasy. "This is highly irregular," he said. "We have never allowed an accused to lead the investigation." The Relic glowed brighter. Its light seemed to fill the chamber. The council was forced to listen. "The bearer of justice has the right to request evidence," it seemed to say without words, sending a clear message that could not be ignored. Kelvar muttered angrily. "This is chaos. How can a human lead an investigation? The council rules must stand." Alex ignored him. "We must follow the truth, not fear or prejudice," he said. "The Relic has chosen me. That means the evidence will be seen. The guilty will be found, and the innocent will be protected. That is justice." The council was divided. Some delegates whispered to each other, shocked and uncertain. Others tried to maintain authority, but the Relic's glow made their arguments weak. No one could argue against it. It demanded truth. Maya Clark, the young human aide, stepped forward. "The Relic is real," she said. "It is guiding Alex. We must see the logs and follow the signs it provides. Humanity deserves a fair chance." Alex began to examine the logs in detail. With the Relic's guidance, He traced the false signals back to the hidden fleet. The images became clearer. Ships cloaked in shadows moved through space with ease, firing energy weapons at the planet below. The patterns were not random. They were calculated to make humans appear guilty. The delegates watched in awe. They realized that Alex and the Relic were uncovering a conspiracy that no one had suspected. The evidence was clear. Humans were innocent. But the danger was not over. Someone in the council, or perhaps another unseen agent, was helping the Seroth. Alex felt the presence of another watcher, someone trying to manipulate events behind the scenes. The Relic pulsed, warning him of hidden threats. Laura whispered again, "We must move carefully. Show the council the evidence slowly, piece by piece. We cannot let the Seroth strike again." Alex nodded. He took a deep breath. Holding the glowing relic, he felt the weight of responsibility. He was no longer just a human accused of a crime. He was the bearer of justice. He was chosen to reveal the truth and stop a dangerous plot that could affect the entire galaxy. The chamber held its breath. Delegates watched the human who had been accused, now leading the investigation. The logs and visions in the relic's light made it impossible to deny. Humanity had been framed. The council would have to listen. And Alex knew that the next step would be the hardest. He would have to expose the traitor, reveal the Seroth fleet, and prove to all species that humans were not only innocent, but essential for justice in the galaxy. The relic pulsed in his hands, and Alex felt ready. He would follow it wherever it led. The truth was his weapon, and justice was his duty. The chamber waited for him to act. The chamber of the Galactic Council was tense. Alex Carter stood at the center, holding the glowing relic. His eyes scanned the room, looking at every delegate, every assistant, every observer. The relic pulsed gently in his hands, like it was alive and guiding him. The council was silent, waiting for him to speak. Alex took a deep breath. "The attack on Valon 3 was not done by humans," he said. "The real attackers used cloaked ships and advanced weapons to make it appear as if humans were guilty. The relic has shown me the truth, and I will present it now." End quote. Kelvar, the prosecutor, rose again. His glowing blue eyes were filled with anger. "This is impossible!" he shouted. "You are trying to manipulate the council. Humans have a history of deceit. This relic cannot be fooled by human lies." Alex shook his head. "It is not a lie. The relic is guiding me. I see the evidence. The attackers are a hidden race called the Seroth. They were thought extinct, but they survived in hiding. They attacked Valon 3 and framed humanity." Some delegates whispered to each other. They were shocked. Many had believed the stories about the Seroth being extinct. Others had never heard the name. The idea that humans were innocent but powerful enemies were hiding in the shadows was hard to accept. Vorian, the council chair, raised a hand. "This is highly irregular," he said. "How can an accused human lead an investigation in the chamber? The rules do not allow it." Alex looked at him calmly. "The relic has chosen me as its bearer. That gives me the right to request and present evidence. If we do not follow the truth, the innocent will suffer, and the real guilty will go free. That is not justice." The relic pulsed again, sending a soft light that filled the chamber. It seemed to encourage Alex and warn the council. Some delegates felt the power of the relic and began to understand that this was more than a trial. This was a test of truth itself. Alex asked the council to allow him to access all sensor logs, communications, and surveillance records from the space near Valon 3. After tense debate, they agreed. The holographic chamber filled with streams of data, numbers, and images. At first, it was confusing. The logs looked normal. Human fleets were shown at their stations, far from Valon 3. But with the relic's guidance, Alex could see the subtle differences. Some images were altered, timestamps were shifted, and certain channels showed false energy readings. The attacks were carefully faked to make humans look guilty. The relic highlighted these areas in a soft glow that only Alex could see clearly. He pointed to a sequence of false images. "These frames are not real," he said. "They were edited to show humans attacking. The real ships were hidden, moving in patterns designed to hide them. They attacked Valon 3 with advanced energy weapons. Humans had nothing to do with it. Valon 84. We Valon 4. Maya Clark, a human aide working with the council, stepped forward. "The energy patterns do not match any human technology. Only someone with far more advanced methods could do this." Some delegates still doubted. Kelvar muttered, "You are biased. Humans always claim innocence." Alex ignored him. He focused on the relic. It showed him more images, more signals, and more hidden activity. He realized that the Seroth had allies, perhaps inside the council itself. Someone was feeding information to the hidden fleet. The attack had been planned long before Valon 3 was destroyed. Suddenly, alarms sounded. Security guards ran toward the chamber doors. A group of masked agents tried to break in. They moved quickly, almost too fast to see. Alex felt the relic's pulse in his hands. It guided him. He stepped aside just in time as one agent lunged toward the sphere. Others tried to grab the logs, but the chamber security stopped them. The intruders were captured, but the message was clear. Someone powerful did not want the truth to come out. Alex felt a chill. The Seroth were clever, and their influence reached farther than anyone realized. Laura stayed close, whispering, "They are afraid. That means you are on the right track. Trust the relic. It will guide us." Alex nodded. He opened his mind to the relic again. The images became sharper, showing the Seroth fleet and their hidden base. It was located in a sector of space, thought to be empty. The ships were advanced, cloaked, and moving in formation to avoid detection. He could see the attackers inside the ships. They wore dark suits and masks that hid their faces. Their weapons fired green energy beams that destroyed entire cities on Valon 3. They had planned every move to frame humanity. Alex turned to the council. "The Seroth attacked Valon 3, he said. "They used hidden ships to make humans appear guilty. This is the proof." Some delegates whispered to each other. Others shook their heads, still in disbelief. Kelvar's face turned red with anger. "This cannot be proven," he said. "Yes, it can," Alex replied. He raised the relic. The glowing crystal projected a holographic map in the center of the chamber. It showed the hidden base, the fleet movements, and the attack patterns. Every detail was precise. The delegates could see it clearly. Vorian raised his hand. We have never seen evidence like this before. It is impossible to ignore." "End." "True. End." Alex nodded. The logs, the projections, and the relic all show the same truth. Humanity did not attack Valon 3. The real attackers are the Seroth. They are still active and dangerous. Kelvar gritted his teeth. "Even if this is true, how can we be sure there is not another deception? Humans are clever. They may have manipulated the relic." Alex shook his head. "The relic chooses its bearer. It does not lie. It has chosen me because it sees the truth in my heart and mind. I will not deceive the council." Some delegates began to nod, realizing the power of the relic and the weight of Alex's words. Maya Clark spoke again. "We must act. If the Seroth are still alive, more attacks will come. The council must listen to Alex." The chamber doors opened, and additional security arrived. The captured intruders were brought in. Under questioning, it became clear that they were hired by someone unknown, probably working with the Seroth. Their plan had been to steal the relic and destroy the evidence. Alex felt the relic pulse strongly. It wanted him to act quickly. He realized that the next step was to unmask the traitor within the council who was feeding information to the Seroth. He turned to the chamber. I request a full investigation into council communications and delegates' activities over the past month. The person who helped the Seroth is here. We must find them before more attacks happen. Some delegates were shocked. Others were afraid. No one expected that one of their own could be part of the conspiracy. But the relic's glow filled the chamber, making it impossible to ignore Alex's authority as its bearer. Alex began reviewing the communications logs. The relic guided him, highlighting messages that had been hidden or encrypted. Slowly, patterns emerged. Certain transmissions went to unknown coordinates, then returned with coded replies. The style and timing matched the Seroth fleet movements. He focused on one delegate, Selvar, a respected diplomat from a minor species. Selvar's messages were suspicious. He had been traveling between sectors that should have been under surveillance, and the logs showed encrypted transmissions at odd hours. The relic pulsed sharply. It confirmed Alex's suspicion. Selvar was communicating with the hidden fleet. He was the traitor. Alex took a deep breath. The council has a traitor in its midst, he said. Selvar has been aiding the Seroth. The evidence is here, and the relic confirms it. He must be stopped immediately. Gone be, say for be. Security moved quickly. Selvar tried to protest, but the evidence and the relic's authority made it impossible. He was restrained, and the council watched in shock. One of their own, a trusted diplomat, was part of a plot to destroy planets and frame humanity. Kelvar looked pale. He could not deny the evidence. The chamber murmured with disbelief and fear. The power of the relic and Alex's guidance had revealed a conspiracy that no one had imagined. Laura stepped forward. The council must act now, she said. The Seroth are still out there. We need to stop them before they strike again. Alex nodded. The relic pulsed, showing him the location of the hidden base in real time. We can trace their fleet and stop them, he said. But we must act quickly. The Seroth will not wait. Vorian stood, looking at the glowing sphere and Alex. We see now the truth, he said. Humanity is innocent. The bearer of justice has spoken. We will follow your guidance and confront the Seroth. A wave of relief and respect swept through the chamber. For the first time, many delegates realized that humans were not just reckless and violent as they had believed. They were intelligent, brave, and guided by a sense of justice that the relic recognized. Alex felt the weight of responsibility in his hands. The chamber had turned from a place of judgment to a place of planning. They would not only prove humanity's innocence, but also act to stop the hidden enemy. The relic pulsed softly, as if satisfied. It had chosen its bearer, revealed the truth, and prepared him for the next step. Alex knew that the live demonstration of the evidence would be the final test. The council would have to see the Seroth's fleet for themselves before any action could be taken. He turned to Laura and Maya. We need to prepare for the demonstration. We will show the council the real attackers and their hidden base. They will not be able to deny it. Laura nodded. We have the evidence. The relic will guide us. The council will see the truth. Alex held the glowing sphere tightly. He felt the responsibility, the danger, and the truth all at once. The chamber was silent again, waiting. The next step would reveal the Seroth, expose the traitor, and prove that humanity was innocent. The relic pulsed one last time, as if promising that the truth would shine no matter how dark the lies had been. Alex took a deep breath. He was ready. The live demonstration would begin soon, and the galaxy would see what the relic and its bearer had discovered.